It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started.
I thought it'd be fun to talk about, or at least briefly talk about, a fun tradition in the United States, and it's something that happens every year when it's close to Christmas. We're talking like a month out or so. The Friday after Thanksgiving, celebrated in the U.S., is often referred to as Black Friday. Now, Black Friday is a tradition that started many, many years ago, and the idea was that many organizations or companies operate all year long in the red, and that on this day that they would have special sales or doorbusters or things to bring people into their stores, so that this will be the first day that would get them into the black, so that all the money they made from this point forward throughout the remainder of the year would be income. It would be the money that they make for the year. So what's interesting about Black Friday is that it has transitioned with COVID and everything else that happened. It's transitioned from being an in-store phenomenon to an online phenomenon. But this year I'm starting to see some really, really cool in-store things that are happening. There are many outlets, brick and mortar stores that are trying to get people to come back. Even restaurants are getting involved. And I think what's hysterical is that many, many companies are starting to launch their Black Friday deals earlier and earlier and earlier. I know that I saw one ad and it really cracked me up. It was for Walmart, and it had the gentleman from Office Space, Schlumberg. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to ask you to come in 7 hours early tomorrow. Okay, right? And he was carrying his little Initech mug, and he had on his little vest. It was so cute, but it was one of those things where it reminded me, and it brought back the memory from that movie about how slimy he was. But it was just a really smart move by Walmart to get someone who was recognizable to be the face of, hey, come in on Friday or come in early on Friday, because it matched some of the things that he did in the movie. It matched some of his behavior that was just so grotesque. And I thought that, what a powerful statement, right? What a powerful way to show people that you're trying to make a difference on this day. But my question for you, and I'm kind of redirecting this now, is as organizations and companies celebrate Black Friday, where they get in the black, how good are you at budgeting and financing and making sure that you understand how you're doing all that you can to make the most with your dollar? How do you make your dollar stretch? Now, one of the things that I always teach people is the importance of staying out of debt. Now, that doesn't mean never buy a house, never buy a car unless you can pay cash, but it does mean that if you can pay cash for a less expensive car and get by with it until you can afford a nicer car or a deposit on your home, whatever the case may be, that's a good opportunity for many people to, how shall I put this, rededicate their focus to getting out of debt and staying out of debt, unless it's for something that's house related or even vehicle related these days, because vehicles are so expensive. But with outside of that, we're going to find ways to eliminate debt so that we can live better, live cleaner, and not worry so much about uh, the incoming and outgoing traffic in our lives, if you will. One of the things that we could do is focus and dedicate our attention onto the things that are most important. So I guess it's not as easy said as done, right? So it's one of those things where you have to try to put a system in place that's going to help you understand financially how you're going to get to where you need to be. Now, you know me, I don't endorse very often, but I do know that Dave Ramsey has the Financial Peace University system, and it's got, everything from an envelope system where you can keep track of your finances to a way to plan your budget and to make sure you understand how much you have to spend on different things. But I think that just like organizations and companies try to stay in the black or get in the black on Black Friday and stay in the black for the remainder of the year, I think it's our responsibility to our families as well as to all those that we're close to take our emotional and spiritual checking accounts and make sure those stay in the black as well, to make sure we're not having unnecessary spending, to make sure that we're living life in the best way possible, so that when it comes time for us to cash out, so to speak, quote unquote, we don't have to worry about excruciating debt, physically, spiritually, or in any other way. So I hope that you have an amazing weekend. I hope that you'll find ways to explore the debt that you have and find ways to tap into the promises that are made of today. And as we continue to celebrate Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays all throughout the region here in the U.S., I encourage all of you to celebrate with us and to find ways to show gratitude for the things that you have and find ways to uplift others who have less than you do. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.